Hi everyone, I'm making this short video about eBurger, the smart contracts static analyzer. This could be useful for contributors or any users of the project really. So it's an open source YAML templates based contract static analyzer. This pretty much lays out what's the gist here. So as you can see, it accepts these kinds of templates. So we got like a finding name or insight, decide how you call it. And you have this Python logic that really iterates on the abstract syntax tree of the contract and generates insights that will marked in code editors or in GitHub repos or a lot of other supported places. So if we look at how this template looks, so we got like all the data of findings, so severity, precision of like accuracy, technical description, impact, and stuff to do if this is found in your contract. As for the logic itself, the simplicity here, which is what I think is greatest about this tool, is that you can do basically anything you can do in Python. It has its limitations, but it also has additions like get nodes by types. So this should help you analyze the contracts AST with shortcuts already defined for you as functions. So it is the way you can automate introspecting contracts. What it accepts is an AST data, so it's not defined on the Python, it comes from eBurger knows how to find it. AST data is the same contract that you run it against as JSON, basically. So you can manipulate it via JSON. And you can see here, for example, nodes of type modified or definition, and you understand exactly what those are once you get into the syntax of Solidity itself. And you iterate over those, add your own logic of what you want to check. You do this, we'll see exactly how you do this later on. And based on your logic defined, you can add a result. So here is how we run these sorts of templates. So we got -t to provide the YAML file, and we got -f to provide a vulnerable, or we want to be vulnerable smart contract. And we've got a bunch of other options here to make it fun. And this is how our results look like. It also supports various of outputs. First is really VSCode integration. So the results, if opened in the VSCode extension for serif viewing, this really shows them issues in a very easy way. We also got like as shown before, the normal terminal result. So this link, if you click it within VSCode, it's just taking you to the exact vulnerable part. GitHub Action. So it comes with the eBurger GitHub Actions. As you can see, it sort of looks like this. You get alerts, you can dismiss it, make sure they don't return, you can fix it. All the GitHub API is working, doing its magic over here. What we're going to do now is install it, or maybe you're going to do it. I'm just going to be after this happens. So you can just git clone, especially if you're a contributor. You can also install via Pipey, so whatever you choose. Here we're going to show you everything from within VS Code, and we're going to overview the code a little bit. This probably, since it's updated basically daily, a lot of code changes will be, so I will try to be brief, but you've got the eBurger folder here, and you got template utils, which, if you remember from before, these are like functions used by your own templates with very documented parameters and everything. So these are just utils that you can use. We got like default settings, it's not that important. And we've got the main. The main basically takes your arguments and decide which compilation and run flow it should take, because you start by giving it a contract. So if we, for example, go to missing relevancy contract, this is a vulnerable contract. We've got a bunch of those over here to the left. So this is the one. These are like intentfully vulnerable to make sure that the querying works. So if we give it that and just run, it will run the default templates. Templates, by the way, are located over in this part. And as you can see, we got like verbose output. What it did behind the scenes, it detected it's a Foundry-based project. Then it used Foundry to compile everything, get the JSON AST representation of the contract, and run all of the 11 templates we've got so far. So out of the 11 templates, we found 2 issues. One, for example, is what we planned to find is the missing reentrancy. If we will go to the template itself, you can see we've got all the details from before and a lot of logic. We'll always have room for improvement on those. Right now, the severity, the precision is low because there's a lot to still left to add to the check here. So we won't get everything, but it's still providing value. This is why it's there. And that's basically it. So another stuff that happens in eBurger, for one, you get like an output saved here. So JSON of the insights. You can also do like markdown report, Sarif, whatever discussed before. So if we open the markdown, we can see it gives like a prettier output with all the findings. We can see the exact vulnerable locations, everything as such. Another thing we can notice is in the target contract, we get a .eBurger hidden folder, and we got a bunch of stuff here, which is like in this case, the Foundry compiler output, the AST JSON, so this one. This is what the Python iterates. So we can see you have 3,000 and it's a small contract, and we iterate over these 2 files to find the issues. That's like the found contracts within the projects, especially this one. And we got the AST here, AST nodes and so on. And that's how it looks like. Here's like, for example, pragma directive 0.8.20. If we go to the file, 0.8.20. So as you understand, this JSON is a convenient programmatic way to talk to the contract. An alternative way is regexing, but regexes can be very slow and can have a lot more false positives. Here we are talking to a programmatic tree representing the entire contract. This is defined Solidity compiler, Foundry, Hard Hat, they all output the same AST. So in Solidity, it's quite unified. So you got one template working for any other project where compiling Solidity, basically. And in the same way, you have the pragma, you got function calls, member accesses, any little thing that happens here, you can find within the contract, within the AST. If we want to create our own template based on this contract, well, for example, let's place a new template here. Doesn't really matter where you place it, unless explained. As long as it's like a valid YAML file, we can copy the context for another one. And let's only think about the code right now. So if we'll delete all of this, for example, let's find the function nodes. You can even print it just for debug purposes. As long as I don't add to the results array, nothing is being generated as a finding. So if I want this to execute, I can do eBurger -t, the location of my new template. So it would be test. Please note that if you run without the -t, eBurger takes the default templates, which are verified and in the updated version of eBurger you have. So if you're adding new, it doesn't, it's not enough to just put them in the eBurger templates. You need to specify -t. This could be a folder or a file. Make sure the file is correct. And the contract this should run on. So in our case, the missing reinterest guard. Let's try again to make it more simple with no info, so silent the info outputs. So yeah, we're still missing reinterest guard. This can be confusing. Let's do my tests. So for example, let's try something like this. Oh, yeah. Just to see that we can get, for example, this deposit. Sorry, from here. So this just is the first layer, and this it's like the most simple experimenting, and that's how you work with it. Once you're done, you can save the templates for yourself, or you can contribute them and have others enjoy them as well. The fun thing about it is that you can just, based on your a single contract, it's taken me a few seconds to start working the contract programmatically, and it's compiling for me. Everything is very convenient. So if I want to customize specific tests to run across my entire project and nothing like too generic that like a finding per each project, I can be very specific here, which is very powerful. We also got, this is linked in the repo itself, the eBurger Templates Generator. I can just tell him what I want. Basically, I can attach the contract in my session. I can upload the AST of my contract without sharing it with anyone, except for like OpenAI, and ask it to generate a template for ABC. As long as the file is not too big, it's starting to get you like a boilerplate. Obviously, a human has to go over it to check for validity. But yeah, it already gives me something to work by, to start thinking about how to query the AST for my use case, which is very, very powerful as well. The shortest overview I could do to the tool. There's a lot of features in there. Feel free to explore. We have our Discord chat where we start talking about new templates, new ideas. We have a contributors channel. DM me to join that one. You can DM me on Twitter for anything. And let me know if anything else is missing, if you want to see more content about how to run specific use cases, anything. And thank you for watching.